Hello, everyone. Welcome to Next Big Future. I'm your host, Brian Wang. Today, I'm talking about SpaceX making 480-foot tall rocket catching robots. You can see that here. You don't think it's a robot, but that launch tower has robotic arms that move up and down by a foot a second, and they will catch 200-ton rockets. As you can see a closer up version of here, and it is just insanely cool. You have a giant robot. It's stationary. The feet aren't moving, but the arms are. And it will increase the capability for launches by 1,000 times and the payload by 1,000,000 times. So whether it works or not, the difference between us continuing to send only 10, 20 people a year up into space, or sending millions of people into space, into orbit, to the moon, and to Mars. And because you're using the rockets 1,000 times a year, that means your $20 million rocket, the asset costs only $20,000. You still have the same fuel cost at $200,000, but you're making your cost of flying approach the cost of fuel, which is like what we have for passenger airplanes. So the difference between rockets and passenger airplanes is how frequently we fly them and how frequently we use the rocket or the airplane. And the key to going to every hour flight is this giant robot that will be catching the rockets and relaunching them. How to do that? So the giant arms, which they are really huge, like 70, 80 feet long and very wide, is about the same as the target of the barge. The barge is for a smaller rocket, the Falcon 9 booster, which is about 1/3 the width of the Starship. So the Starship is far wider and taller than this thing. So the target of the arms is actually similar to the size of the barge. So they need to have the same accuracy, and then it'll be slowing down to hover and then land onto those arms. So be thinking the difference between this is like if the rocket is a 200-ton golf ball that are hitting out in the ocean currently, and they have to bring it back. It takes time to move stuff across water. It could be days, and then you have to move these heavy things around with massive cranes and then onto rocket movers. Everything is difficult and slow. So instead, we'll have a 200-ton golf ball. We'll hit it into a hole in one, so it needs insane accuracy. And then the hole, the launch tower, will then refuel it, reset it, and then launch it again very quickly. So what does this mean for the future? It means the future, instead of launching a few thousand satellites, we launch millions and again have more revenue. And then we also can build cities on Mars instead of small outposts. So that future of cities on Mars, which Elon has talked about before, and cities on the moon, and millions of people in orbit, it all comes down to having super frequent flights once every hour with rockets. And it'll also transform everything that we do on Earth in terms of like how we travel. We'll go to spaceports, how we deliver packages. Instead of FedEx, next day delivery, it'll be SpaceX, next hour delivery, which then means everything in the supply chain is all better. So the difference between us having a small current space future, things are slower, watching astronauts go to space. We will personally go to space, to cities. Everything will be different because of the fact we have giant robots catching rockets and launching them every hour. So if you like this, you can also check out my other video on cities on Mars with SpaceX, and subscribe, and then leave your comments down below and suggestions for future topics. Talk to you next time.